Welcome back to Topic Lake Policy Insights, where we break down the latest developments in government policy and what they mean for you.
It's great to be back.
Today we're doing a deep dive on a proposed change that has a lot of government contractors talking about the creation of a brand new Department of Government Efficiency. The episode title is Navigating the Efficiency Shakeup: What Contractors Need to Know.
Yeah, this is a big one. It's really causing a stir.
So what is this Department of Government Efficiency all about?
Basically, lawmakers are proposing a whole new department, and it's going to be focused on one thing: finding and eliminating inefficiencies across the entire federal government.
So like a government streamlining effort.
Exactly. Think of it as a massive streamlining effort. They're talking about cutting red tape, reducing waste, and modernizing how agencies operate from top to bottom.
It's a pretty ambitious goal. Can you give us a sense of what that might actually look like in practice?
Sure. So imagine procurement processes that are bogged down by paperwork, manual reviews, all those hurdles that slow things down.
Yeah, it can be a real headache sometimes.
Right. Well, with this new department, they're talking about using AI to automate a lot of that. So we could see much faster procurement cycles. Agencies could acquire goods and services quicker, and contractors could start work sooner.
That would definitely be a welcome change for a lot of contractors.
Absolutely. And it's not just procurement. They're also looking at things like outdated regulations that require physical signatures on documents. They want to replace those with secure digital alternatives, which would streamline things even further.
So it sounds like this isn't just about theoretical efficiency. It's about making tangible changes to the way contractors interact with the government. Why is this push for a Department of Government Efficiency happening now?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors. First, there's a lot of public pressure to cut federal spending. People want to see their tax dollars used more wisely, and they're tired of hearing about wasteful spending. So there's a real demand for a more accountable and efficient government.
Makes sense.
And second, we're in the middle of this huge technological boom. We've got AI, data analytics, cloud computing. These tools have the potential to totally revamp outdated government systems and processes. And I think the government is finally starting to recognize that.
It sounds like they're feeling the pressure to modernize and kind of keep up with the times. But how will this new department and its focus on efficiency impact government contractors specifically?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And honestly, it's a mixed bag. There are some potential benefits, but also some risks to consider.
So let's start with the good news. What are some of the potential benefits for contractors?
Okay, so on the positive side, think about things like streamlined processes, faster procurement cycles, less administrative burden overall. We could also see clearer contracting opportunities, especially for companies that specialize in innovative, tech-driven solutions.
So for contractors who are able to adapt and embrace these technological advancements, there might be a significant upside.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a key takeaway here. Those who are ready to innovate are going to be in a good position.
Okay, but you mentioned risks too. What's the other side of the coin here? What should contractors be wary of?
Well, the biggest concern is that contractors providing services that are considered redundant or inefficient might lose out. I mean, the whole point of this department is to eliminate duplication, which could mean fewer contracts overall and much fiercer competition for the remaining ones.
That makes sense.
So contractors are going to need to be a lot more strategic about how they position themselves. They need to be able to clearly demonstrate their value proposition and prove that they're bringing something unique to the table.
So it's not enough to just do the work anymore. They need to really showcase their expertise and why they're the best choice.
Right. And they need to be prepared for a much greater emphasis on cost effectiveness. The government is going to be looking very closely at the return on investment for every dollar they spend.
So contractors will need to be able to prove their worth, show a clear ROI for every contract. How can they do that?
Well, for one thing, they might need to start adopting new metrics to track performance and demonstrate their efficiency. They need to be able to showcase their ability to adapt to the government's evolving needs. This isn't just about complying with new regulations. It's about a fundamental shift in how the government operates.
It seems like this shift toward efficiency will require contractors to rethink their whole approach to government work.
That's exactly right. They can't just carry on with business as usual. It's about embracing this change and aligning themselves with the government's vision for a more efficient and tech-driven future.
So this is a pretty big adjustment for government contractors. What does adapting actually look like in practice?
Well, it involves several key strategies. First and foremost, contractors need to embrace innovation. They need to be incorporating new technologies into their offerings, things like AI automation, data analytics, all of that.
So they need to show that they're on the cutting edge, that they're not stuck in the old ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just about using new technology, it's about being able to demonstrate the value of that technology. They need to showcase their return on investment, their ability to adapt to the government's evolving needs.
That makes sense. What else should contractors be focusing on?
Diversification is another key strategy. Contractors should be thinking about expanding their offerings, branching out into areas that are likely to be in high demand under this new department.
What kind of areas were we talking about?
Things like digital transformation process optimization, data analytics. By broadening their skill sets and offering a wider range of services, contractors can position themselves as valuable partners in the government's quest for efficiency.
So it's about kind of anticipating the government's needs and being ready to step in and help them meet those needs. What else can contractors do to prepare for this new era?
Building strong relationships with government agencies is going to be absolutely crucial. More important than ever. As agencies adjust to this new environment, their priorities are going to shift. And contractors who have already established connections and a deep understanding of agency needs, those contractors, are going to be in a much better position to navigate the changes.
It sounds like communication and collaboration are really going to be key.
Absolutely. Contractors need to invest in building and maintaining strong relationships with those key decision makers within agencies. That means staying informed about agency goals, challenges, and priorities, and being responsive to their evolving needs. Always be communicating, basically.
So this new department and its focus on efficiency raises an interesting question for me. What specific skills or services do you think are going to be most valuable in this new landscape?
That is a great question, and one that I think every contractor should be asking themselves right now. Clearly, skills and services related to technology and innovation are going to be in high demand.
That makes sense.
We're talking about things like artificial intelligence, automation, data analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, digital transformation. All of these areas are going to be critical as the government seeks to modernize and become more efficient.
So contractors with expertise in those areas, they're going to have real competitive edge. Beyond technology, what other skills or services do you think will be important?
I'd say skills related to process improvement and project management are going to be highly valued as well. The department's laser focus on efficiency means there will be a strong emphasis on streamlining processes, optimizing workflows, managing projects effectively. Contractors who can help the government work smarter and more efficiently, they're going to be in high demand.
So anyone who can prove that they can save the government time and money, they're going to be highly sought after.
Exactly. And I'll add one more thing. I think communication and collaboration skills are going to become even more important as well. As the government and contractors work more closely together, effective communication and collaboration are going to be essential for success. Clear communication, open dialogue, that's going to be key.
So it's not just about the technical skills, it's also about those soft skills. The ability to build relationships, communicate clearly, work effectively as part of a team.
Absolutely. Those soft skills are going to be just as important as technical skills in this new era of government efficiency.
This has been a really insightful discussion about the potential impact of the Department of Government Efficiency. It's clear that this new department has the potential to really shake things up, and contractors need to be prepared to adapt. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'd like to leave our listeners with something to ponder. What specific steps can you take today to ensure you're prepared for the changes that lie ahead?
That's a great question to reflect on. I would encourage all of our listeners to really assess their current capabilities, identify those areas where they need to adapt and develop a solid plan for staying ahead of the curve in this rapidly changing environment. Don't wait until it's too late. Start thinking about these things now. It's also worth noting that, even though there might be some uncertainty and disruption initially as this new department gets up and running, I think the long-term outlook for government contracting is still very positive.
That's good to hear. What makes you so optimistic?
Well, the government is always going to need the expertise and support of contractors. That's not going to change. In fact, as the government tries to do more with less, they might become even more reliant on contractors to help them achieve their goals.
So you see them as an opportunity for contractors to really prove their value in this new environment, to show that they could be efficient and effective partners.
Exactly. Contractors who are willing to adapt, embrace innovation, and deliver tangible results, those are the ones who are going to be successful. It's all about being proactive and viewing this as a chance to refine your strategies and align yourself with those evolving government priorities.
So any final words of advice for our listeners out there who are government contractors navigating this new world?
Stay informed, stay proactive, and embrace the challenge. Don't be afraid of it. This is a real opportunity to kind of reshape your business and position yourself for long-term growth in this new world of government contracting. It's those who approach this shift with a growth mindset and a willingness to adapt who will ultimately find themselves ahead of the curve.
Great advice. And that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the Department of Government Efficiency. We hope this discussion has given you some valuable insights and a clear understanding of what this new department means for the future of government contracting. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
And be sure to tune in next time for another deep dive into the world of government policy. Until then, stay informed and stay ahead of the curve.